Hi everyone, my name is Zion Tomlin, and today I'm here with Hassan Cadet, the lead star, producer, and director of the hit film Perspective.
Hi guys, I'm happy to be here. Thank you for having me, Zion.
Happy to have you, and we'd like to ask you a couple questions regarding your film.
Of course.
The first one is, how does your product use or challenge conventions, and how does it represent social groups or issues?
Well, as you may know, when it comes to the thriller genre, there's an intense excitement and suspense that gets like the viewers anxious and eager to find out the who, what, when, where, and most importantly, the why. I'm confident that Perspective has all these elements. It starts off with what a traditional viewer would see as the climax or the main action. Now the audience is thinking, well, how did we get to this point? Who is Elijah? Who shot him? How was he shot? The audience then sees 2 feet walking in the hallway, and thoughts are going on through their mind as to, well, whose feet are those? Why are they walking in a hallway? And then you see somebody in scrubs in the background. So I think that's a detail that lets the audience know that this is a hospital. Then they go to they see the person who was shot in a hospital room with 4 people around him. Then the detective comes and takes them away, and then, of course, the interrogation. And during the interrogation, they left Elijah in the hospital alive. Then they get a call that, well, Elijah's dead now. But when it comes to the thriller genre, in many movies, I don't think it's safe to assume that the person is really dead without actually seeing the body. That's from my personal experience in movies. In terms of the social groups, this features modern day teenagers. I'd say kids that are wealthy and that don't usually have to worry about these things, but now are just roped into a life of crime.
Wow, that seems deep.
Yes.
So how does your product engage with audiences?
Well, Perspective does various things to engage the audience. First, through the use of sounds, then the music, and of course the visuals. Then with the questions mentioned before, the who, what, when, where, and why. Tension and anticipation created to engage the audiences really and capture their attention.
How would it be distributed as a real media text if you were to go big with this?
Should this have been a professional sequence, I'd plan to distribute it on Netflix, Hulu, or Prime Video.
Why those specifically?
Well, these are the most popular streaming apps out there, not to mention my favorites. Plus, the streaming services can be accessed all around the world, so that'll be a global audience. And we know that Netflix, for example, recommends shows based on what the viewers have watched, which is great because Netflix is home to 13 Reasons Why, Ali, and How to Get Away with Murder, which would bring the perfect audience to watch this film.
There's a lot of movies in theater today with increasing popularity, so why would you not do a theater release?
Personally, I've witnessed that theaters nowadays are reserved for big budget films, that promise that have the most promising box income. So I just don't see Perspective at that level yet. I think it's just reserved for DC, Marvel, Warner Bros, and those big budget films. Like the new Batman movie, that's one of them.
Okay, so in Perspective, you seem to be very detailed and in-depth with your production.
Yes.
So how did your production skills develop through this project?
Well, this whole thing started off with an idea that my partner Yasmin and I had, and then we discussed it, and we knew that we could do it. Pre-production, we hired the actors and secured set locations. Then we went on to create a rough draft script that we just put all our ideas down, write them down. Then we created a professional final screenplay, which could be accessed on my blog. I don't know if you follow. And then we went to the production, we filmed, I edited, incorporated all the sound. We had some viewers come and watch to give us their thoughts. And I learned the importance of copyrighted music. We had to change the walking scene music because of that. So that's one of the main things.
In the technology today, I know there's a lot of great resources out there. So how did you personally integrate technologies, software, hardware, and online in this project?
Well, as mentioned before, through the production, I scoured through the internet, specifically YouTube, for sounds, especially the sound effects. Since we didn't have the resources available to produce the sound effects, I had to find the perfect gunshot, the perfect music, transition sounds, and background noise. And of course, YouTube couldn't allow me to download these things. But thanks to InShot, I didn't need to. I just needed to screen record and then extract the audio, which was a great feature that InShot provided to place each thing in their individual spots, to really tie it together. Because when it comes to films, music, and the sound, it's a very important factor.
And it seems like
I'm sorry. We also used my phone, the iPhone, to film, and I've seen many many filmmakers are doing that nowadays because technology and the cameras are just the development is just going great. I also use GarageBand to record some personal audio, like the heavy breathing that you see in the beginning. Yeah, I used that. Then I changed the pitch. I added the echoing, all of those things to just really tie it together.
Great. This seems like a very detailed and in-depth project, Huston, and thank you for taking this time.
All right. Thank you for having me.
Thank you.